God is that they are, anyone in the churches are under the wrath of God. And maybe when it says that all the green grass is burned up, it is adding a little note. Now don't think it's just a third of the people in the churches that are under the wrath of God, but everybody in the churches are under the wrath of God because they're disobeying God. They have not passed the test. And this is again and again when I say this, I'm reminded of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, and it really is scary. It really is scary as it's talking about Christ will come as a thief in the night, and everyone in the churches. I've never met anybody yet who is still in the church who will say, "Oh, you must be right about the time." Maybe there is somebody, but I haven't met them yet. They all quickly say, "Oh no, Christ, we don't know the day or the hour. We don't. He's coming as a thief in the night, but I am secure. I'm safe because I'm a child of God," fitting perfectly with 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, when they say peace and Christ is coming as a thief in the night for them, and they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them. And that's God's statement, this scary statement, because it's really saying that if you will remain in the churches, there you are worshiping Satan, and there you are fitting into the language of 1 Thessalonians 5. We're not saying that you're definitely going to go into the day of judgment. The Bible is saying it. The Bible is saying it, because you are saying that Christ is coming as a thief in the night, and you are saying that you feel that you are perfectly safe in the arms of Jesus, and then sudden destruction will come upon you, and there can't be any misunderstanding of that. That's the day of judgment. And so it is, then we read in verse 10, the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, matching the language of Revelation 9, verse 1. The fifth angel sounded, and there was a star fall from heaven into the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit, and he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, and so on. And Revelation 9, which I've just been reading from, we've learned some time back, is identified totally with a day of judgment. And when does the day of judgment come? Immediately after judgment begins with the house of God. That is the period of great tribulation. In Revelation 8, God is talking about the great tribulation, when God's judgment is on the third part. And then in Revelation 9, he goes, it's the same Christ as the judge, who is a star that comes from heaven and is instrumental in doing this, because he is the judge of all the earth. And in Revelation 8, he is repeating or identifying with the great tribulation period. In Revelation 9, he is identifying with the day of judgment. But the great tribulation period of 23 years is preparatory. It is setting the stage. It is already locking in. In fact, if we introduce some other things we've learned, namely that it's at that time that God is separating the wheat from the tares. And what are the tares? What does God say about the tares? They will be bound in bundles preparatory for the burning, for the judgment day. And that's what's happening in the church, is God already is binding people so that they're locked there, and they won't, and we don't know who they are. We keep praying in our concern for our children that are still not understanding, and our friends and our loved ones, and oh my, we have so much pain in our hearts as we think about them. And we keep hoping and praying. Maybe some of our loved ones still might come out. Maybe there's still a remnant that will come out. And I'll tell you, it's very discouraging, because as we go on year by year, remember, we've been in the Great Tribulation period for 22 years, a full 22 years. There's less than 1 year to go. And when we look at what has happened in the churches, there's been such a tiny number that have come out. You have to really look around a long time in order to find a family. There, at the beginning, there were some families that were thrown out just because they came out. Didn't